Shining on like a diamond in the sky. Reach high and let your spirit fly. Together we'll rise, we won't be denied.
Welcome to Bilingual Health and Wealth Academy. We are doing a deep dive today.
Yeah, a deep dive into a really interesting book, I think.
It is called
The Mid-Career Makeover.
The Mid-Career Makeover, Transforming Skills into Passion by Shu Chen Ho, PhD.
Right.
But we should be saying Dr. Ho.
Dr. Ho, yeah, H-O.
H-O. And I'm very excited about this book. You know, we always get a lot of books here. This one really stood out to me.
Yeah, this one is really interesting, and it is published by Kokushin-san Ltd.
Kokushin-san Limited. Yeah.
And you know what is really interesting about that publishing house is it was founded by Dr. Ho.
Oh, wow. So Dr. Ho not only wrote this book, but is also a publisher, the founder of this publishing house.
Yeah, very entrepreneurial.
Very much so. And what I love about Kokushin-san is that they're very focused on empowering individuals.
Exactly. Through accessible education.
Yeah, with accessible education, which is so important to us. And, of course, we're all about personal and professional growth.
Yeah, and let's not forget financial independence as well.
Yes, which is so important because all these things together lead to financial independence.
It all works together.
It all works together. And I love their story, too. They said that Dr. Who's parents were so influential.
Oh, absolutely. A strong belief in both creativity and education. So it's really inspiring.
Yeah, it's very inspiring. I love stories like that. And it's so cool to see that play out in the book that we're going to be talking about today. And we're not just going to, talk about the book. We're really going to deep dive.
We're going to extract, I would say, some of the big concepts, some of the ideas, and really understand, how they can apply to our listeners.
Exactly. And specifically, the learner.
The learner.
Always the learner.
And really help you understand what to do in mid-career. You spend a lot of your time building your career, and all of a sudden, maybe this isn't for me.
Yeah. Or even if it is for you.
Yeah.
There's always room to grow. There's always room to transition. And this book is all about transformation.
It is. And it's interesting because you're right. It's not necessarily about, I hate my job, I need to make a change. Sometimes it's about, hey, I'm doing pretty well, but is there more?
Yes, exactly. Is there something else? Or maybe there's something missing. So today, I think the hot topic that we're going to be talking about is self-reflection.
Yes.
And I think a lot of people think, self-reflection, I do that all the time. But this is going to be a different way of looking at self-reflection. This is really going to be self-reflection, particularly for mid-career professionals.
That's right. When you're in the midst of your career, you've been working for a while, and maybe you're at a crossroads, self-reflection becomes this invaluable tool to really guide you towards a more fulfilling path.
Yes. And it's really interesting because we've been talking about journaling and mindfulness and different things on the show.
Right.
And this really plays into that. It's like, okay, you've been doing all these things. Maybe you haven't been, but now it's time to really look at your career and say, okay, what have I been doing?
Yeah. And why have you been doing it? I think that's a really key question. So many of us get on a particular path and we just keep going, but we don't often stop and ask ourselves, why did I choose this path in the first place? Was it because I was genuinely interested in it? Or was it because of external expectations or maybe just financial incentives?
Right. And I love that you said that, why did you choose this path? Because it really makes you question every choice that you made along the way.
Yeah. Were you consciously choosing based on what you really wanted? Or were you kind of on autopilot?
And sometimes autopilot is fine, but sometimes you do need to look back and say, okay, was that really the right decision? Or is there something else I could be doing?
And it's not about regretting past choices. It's more about understanding the motivations behind them, because that understanding can really lead you to identify what truly resonates with you now.
Yeah, and it's so interesting too, because maybe you started on one path. You're like, yeah, I love this. But then as you go along, you start to realize maybe there are other things that I like. Maybe my passions have shifted a little bit.
Absolutely. Yeah. And that's completely natural. Our interests and priorities evolve over time.
So what are some of the things people should be thinking about when they are doing this mid-career self-reflection?
Well, one of the most powerful things you can do is think back to those moments in your career where you felt true joy and satisfaction.
Oh, that's so important.
Right. What activities made you lose track of time?
Yes. Those times when you're in flow.
Exactly. In flow.
Yeah.
When did you feel most alive and engaged in your work?
And I think that's so important for everyone to think about, especially at mid-career, because you've had so many experiences by now.
You have a lot to draw from. And these reflections, they're not just feel-good memories. They're valuable clues. They can point towards opportunities that align with your passions and strengths.
So you can say, okay, I really loved that project. Why did I love it? What skills was I using? What was it about it that was so engaging for me?
Right. And you might start to see patterns emerge. Maybe you realize you thrive in collaborative environments. Or maybe you discover that you're happiest when you're solving complex problems. These insights can be really transformative.
So it's not just about what you're good at, but what you enjoy doing, what brings you satisfaction.
Absolutely. And here's where that mid-career vantage point becomes really powerful. You've accumulated skills, experiences, you have a network, you have a reputation. It's about leveraging all of that.
Instead of thinking, oh, I'm stuck, it's like, oh, I have all of this. Now what can I do with it?
Exactly. And the insights from self-reflection can help you reframe your mindset. Instead of seeing limitations, you start to see possibilities.
And one thing I really liked in the book is the idea that self-reflection isn't necessarily something you have to do alone.
Right. It can be incredibly beneficial to have conversations with people you trust. Colleagues, mentors, friends, even family members who know you well.
Yeah, because sometimes it's hard to see yourself objectively.
Absolutely. Other people can offer valuable perspectives. They might see strengths in you that you haven't fully recognized, or maybe they've observed patterns in your behavior that you're not even aware of.
And sometimes they can challenge you in a way that's really helpful.
Right. They might ask you questions that you hadn't considered, or they might offer a different way of looking at a situation.
So it's like getting feedback, but in a more personal, supportive way.
Exactly. And these conversations can also provide a sense of accountability. When you articulate your goals and aspirations out loud, it can really solidify your commitment to pursuing them.
And it can give you the confidence to take action.
Yeah. And you never know, those conversations might even lead to unexpected opportunities or connections.
So let's really bring it back to this idea of mid-career change, mid-career transition, makeover.
The makeover.
The makeover.
Yeah, and why is this self-reflection so important in that context?
What is the power of self-reflection when it comes to making a change in your career?
I think the real power is that it transforms uncertainty into opportunity. You know, so many people reach mid-career and they feel this sense of, uneasiness. They know something needs to change, but they're not sure what or how.
Right, like which way to go.
Exactly. But when you take the time for self-reflection, you gain clarity. You start to understand your values, your motivations, what truly brings you satisfaction.
And you can start to see those possibilities, those different paths you could take.
And you're not just blindly jumping into something new. You're making informed decisions based on a deeper understanding of yourself.
And I think that's what gives you the resilience to make a change, because you know why you're doing it.
It's not just a whim, it's a conscious choice aligned with your authentic self. And that can be incredibly empowering.
And the book actually suggests that this kind of alignment between your passions and your career can even have financial benefits.
Yeah, and that's something that really resonates with our audience, I think.
Absolutely.
Because when you're genuinely engaged and passionate about your work, you tend to be more creative, more productive, you're more likely to go the extra mile, and that can lead to promotions, raises, even entrepreneurial ventures.
And you're more likely to find work that you're actually excited about, which makes you more likely to stick with it, which can lead to even more financial success.
And Dr. Ho makes a really important point in the book, though. She acknowledges that making a significant career change requires courage.
Oh, absolutely.
It requires commitment. But she emphasizes that the intrinsic rewards, that feeling of joy and fulfillment in your work, that's priceless.
And those are the things that are going to sustain you in the long run.
Yeah, even when you face challenges, which inevitably you will, that sense of purpose, that passion, that's what will keep you going.
So what's a good starting point for our listeners who are like, okay, I'm ready to embrace this self-reflection. What can I do right now?
One very practical thing that Dr. Ho suggests is creating an inventory.
An inventory?
Yeah, like taking stock of your skills and your passions.
Oh, that's such a good idea.
Yeah, and it's pretty simple to do. Start by listing your hard skills, those measurable abilities you've developed, and then list your soft skills. Things like communication, teamwork, problem solving, leadership.
Right, because sometimes people forget about those soft skills and they're so important.
They're essential, especially in today's work environment. And then take some time to reflect on your interests, those things that genuinely excite you, that you're naturally drawn to.
So what do you do in your free time?
Exactly. What do you read about? What do you talk about with your friends? Where do you volunteer your time? These are all clues to what you're truly passionate about.
And once you have this inventory, then you can start to see, oh, maybe these skills could be used in a different way.
Right. Or maybe there's a connection between your passion for something outside of work and a potential career path you hadn't considered.
So just to recap, because we've covered a lot of ground here, what are the key takeaways about self-reflection that you want our listeners to really remember?
The most important takeaway is that self-reflection is the foundation for understanding what needs to change in your career. It's the key to connecting your past experiences with your future aspirations. And it's the compass that can guide you towards a career path that aligns with your passions.
So it's not just about finding a new job, it's about finding a job that truly resonates with who you are.
Absolutely. And that's what leads to long-term fulfillment and satisfaction.
So what's the one piece of advice, the call to action that you would give our listeners today?
I would say, take the time for self-reflection. It's an investment in your future well-being.
And it's never too late to start.
Exactly. Whether you're feeling stuck in a rut or just curious about exploring new possibilities, self-reflection is the first step.
And if our listeners want to learn more about this, where can they go?
Head over to cocoshengzan.net. You'll find a ton of resources there.
And of course, pick up a copy of The Mid-Career Makeover, Transforming Skills into Passion by Dr. Ho.
Yeah, it's a great read, full of practical strategies and inspiring stories.
And I think the most important thing to remember is that your current career might feel like your final destination, but it's not.
Yeah, that's so true. Self-reflection can open up new horizons, possibilities you never even imagined.
So take the time to look inward, discover what truly matters to you, and then go out and create the career of your dreams.
It's out there waiting for you.
It really is.
Yeah.
Thank you for joining us today. This has been Bilingual Health and Wealth Academy. We'll see you next time.
See you next
Feel the
time.
fire in your chest. Chase dreams, put your doubts to the test. Raise your voice. Let your spirit be free. No fear, no limits, just believe. Every stumble, every fall, just a chance to rise. In the darkest night, stars still light up the skies. You're a fighter, you're a force, don't you ever give up. Take a stand, make a mark, show the world your true love. Shine on like a diamond in the sky. Reach higher, let your spirit fly. Together we'll rise, we won't be denied. Shine on, you were born to light up the night. In the depths of the night, when shadows try to dim your glow, remember you're a beacon, a guiding light. The stars echo, hold on to hope. Let it fuel your burning desire. For in every challenge lies the spark of a brighter fire. So when the journey gets tough and the road seems long, just close your eyes, hear the chorus and carry on strong. With each step, with each breath, let your brilliance ignite. For you, my friend, were meant to shine on through the night. Rise up, feel the fire in your chest, chase dreams, put your doubts to the test. Raise your voice, let your spirit be free. No fear, no limits, just believe. Every stumble, every fall, just a chance to rise. In the darkest night, stars still light up the skies. You're a fighter, you're a force. Don't you ever give up, take a stand. Make a mark, show the world your true love. Shine on like a diamond in the sky. Reach high, let your spirit fly. Together we'll rise, we won't be denied. Shine on, you were born to light up the night. Rise up, feel the fire in your chest, chase dreams, put your doubts to the test. Raise your voice, let your spirit be free. No fear, no limits, just believe. Every stumble, every fall, Just a chance to rise in the darkest night. Stars to light up the skies. You're a fighter, you're a force. Don't you ever give up, take a stand. Make a mark, show the world your true love. Shine on like a diamond in the sky. Reach high, let your spirit fly. Together we'll rise, we won't be denied. You were born to light up the night. Rise up, feel the fire in your chest. Chase dreams, put your doubts to the test. Raise your voice, let your spirit be free. No fear, no limits, just believe. Every stumble, every fall, just a chance to rise in the darkest night. Stars to light up the skies. You're a fighter, you're a force. Don't you ever give up, take a stand. Make a mark, show the world your true love. Shine on like a diamond in the sky. Reach high, let your spirit fly. Together we'll rise, we won't be denied. You were born to light up the night. Shine on, you were born to light up the night. Shine on, like the spirit fly. Together we'll rise, we won't be denied. Shine on you, you were born to light up the night. In the depths of the night, when shadows try to dim your door, remember you're a beacon, a guiding light of stars echo. Hold on to hope, let it fuel your burning desire. Falling every challenge lies the spark of a brighter fire. So when the journey gets tough and the road seems long, just close your eyes, hear the chorus and carry on strong. With each step, with each breath, let your brilliance ignite. For you, my friend, were meant to shine on.